Assalamualaikum and greetings to Sir Muhammad Faiz bin Ismail and fellow friends. We are from Group 3. We will present on topic 3, which are perception and learning. My name is Nurifah Amalina binti Mazuki.
Assalamualaikum, I am Siti Hawa binti Maka Ali.
My name is Nur Shamira binti Muhammad Isa.
My name is Wan Anisa Yasmin binti Wan
Question 1. Contrast personal and social identity. Do you define yourself in terms of the university or college you attend? Why or why not? What implication does your response have for the future of your university and college?
I will answer the first question. So the definition for personal identity is your personal criteria. So this is the concept that you develop yourself to become a person. This may include aspect of life that you have no control, such as where do you grow up, or what color of your eyes, as well as your choice in life, like how much time you spend with your friends or your family, and what is your belief. So in addition, you will show your identity through what you wear and how you interact with other people in order to make new friends in the new situation. Thus, in that current situation, the people will judge you based on how you react upon them. Okay, the contrast with the social identity. Social identity can be defined as a group to which you belong, which means you will be proud to belong to that group. For example, your classmate, your family background, or even a sport team player. So this group will give us a sense of belonging to the group to which we belong. It will give us this group will give an important self-pride and self-esteem. There are three social identity theory process, where the first is categorization process. In this process, we are trying to compare our group with other group, which we label it as them and us. So in this process, we will discriminate other group in order to increase our self-image. For example, in football tournament, in order to enhance our self-image, we will discriminate or condemn other group. Process is a homogenization process, where this process we have the similar traits within a group. So, for example, Indonesia, they practice the homogenize, where they will coordinate all their citizens' name. They will coordinate their citizens' name, even though their people come from a different kind of religions. Their names will be the similar. So they will not as Indonesian, not as Malay, Chinese or Indian, as Malaysia. The last process is differentiation process. In this process, we try to develop less favorable image for other group, while we have more favorable image in our group. For example, for L'Oreal user and SK2 user, they will try to compare each other which product is more better than others.
To the question number 2, of course I am a university student because I will offer to continue my study in University Raja Mara. So my first judgment is I am going to continue my degree at university. I think the institution itself is the main factor that we as a student will identify either we will continue to university or college. So I am defining myself as a University Technology Mara student and becoming a UITM.
Proceed to the next question. I
I have come up with four of my opinion, which the first is more than an education. Why I'm saying that university give more than an education? Because our university will give experience us the knowledge, skills, confidence and experience which to help us to build our own world better. Other than that, university open up host new opportunity and lets us to control our future. Okay, the second point is higher education qualification, where a university qualification make us more attractive to the eyes of employer and increase our earning potential. It is show that we have the ability and self-motivation in order to complete our studies in the higher level, and the dedication to see our course through the end. So the next point is valuable employability skills, and increasing number of graduate job does not specify a particular subject area, because employer often look for the key skills that us develop throughout our degree, such as information technology, our communication skills, teamwork, and how we try to solve problem. The last is university is giving flexible learning option, where university doesn't necessarily involve several years of full-time study in one place, and flexible study option lets us choose how and when we learn. Other than that, it includes part-time studies, distance and online learning, work-based learning and study abroad option. I'm not mention that college doesn't give the same benefit as university give, but there are some little bit different when we can compare university with college. The level of competition in college and the culture and the environment at the college is totally different with our university. Answering to the last question, so I divided into two, which advantages and disadvantages. For the first advantages is encourage secondary school students to study hard in order to continue their study in university. Where I mentioned before, the 4 points, the 4 benefit points. If you attend in university, might be encourage or influence the secondary schools to further their study in university. So the second point is to build higher confidence level for university student, where because our institution lets us to develop as an individual, it gives us times and opportunity to develop less interest, learn new skills and meet new people, especially if you the first times away from home. It will help you to build your confidence level. You will be more independent and build your self-reliance. So the point for disadvantages, the first is a gap between students, university student and college student, where people tend to assume university student is more outstanding compared to the college student because of different kind of level of institution.
So the second disadvantages is less of practical skills. As we know, university doesn't provide any practical class in our period of study. Compared to the college, they give a practical class to their student.
During a diversity management session, a manager suggests that stereotypes are a necessary part of working with others. I have to make assumptions about what's in the other person's head, and stereotypes help me to do that. She explained, it's better to rely on stereotypes than to enter a working relationship with someone from another culture without any idea of what they believe in. Discuss the merit of and problem with the managers.
I will continue to answer question 2. The definition of stereotypes. Where stereotype when a person categorizing them to a certain group of people based on either class, gender, age, politics, background, ethnicity, and others. Stereotype also as aggregation or falsehood where involve assigning a person perceived attribute to individual know or belief for a certain member of group. Besides, the use of stereotypes prevent us from getting know one another or interacting effectively based on individuating information. The terms of individuating information can be referred to the aspect of a person that make him or her unique. For example, we assume or we make a stereotypes for a lecturer. We assume that the one of the lecturer has a characteristic like intelligence. Merits of stereotypes. Merits of stereotypes is when we in a new situations and we need to make a quick judgment or the fast decisions about someone we newly meet. That enables us to respond quickly with a certain situation or a new situation because we may have experienced the similar experience before this. On the other hand, we also can simplifying surroundings so that we easier to understand the situations with a new situations. Besides, some of people want themselves to be judged by others or to be stereotyped by others in terms of the way they look, the way they dress up, and others. Then, for the problems of stereotypes, firstly is they accurately describe every person in social category. Means that some people will judge or make a stereotype towards the person, profession, or careers. For example, some of people will assume or make a stereotype for who as an accountant that has a characteristic like boring, shy, antisocial, and others. Seldom some of people is more positive thinking. It depends to others to assume or make a stereotype to others person or individual professions. So the effect that we can have when once we categorize someone as an accountant, the stereotype furthers of accountants like boring or antisocial are transferred to the persons, even though we have not attempted to verify those characteristics in that persons. Then, for the second point of the problems is it lays the foundations for discriminations, attitudes, or behaviors. Where This is to establish notion of the ideal persons in specific roles. Means that for who does not fit with the ideal trends will receive a less favorable evaluations. This discrimination often shows up in age, such as some of the company wants to recruit for young dynamic employees because they think young people will have the new and creativity ideas rather than older people. Then sometimes this discrimination occurs because of the tribunal that concluded some of job applicants none of job applicant was over 40 years old. Besides, they think older people is cannot thinking very well compared to the young people. Then for the last point, the most serious form of stereotypes bias is intentional prejudice. The terms of prejudice can be described as unjustified or negative attitudes towards an individual belongings for a certain particular stereotype group. A prejudiced person may not act on their attitudes. Therefore, someone can be prejudiced towards a certain group but not discriminate against them. Then some person may hold the prejudice towards a certain race or gender. For example, some corporations hired women, but they do not promote any of them to a supervisor positions even though their performance is better than men's. This is because the men has to be the higher than women. So there has a stereotypes for the gender in certain situations.
Question 3. Salma Ali has been working as an assistant account manager with ABS Corporation for 3 years. She expected good pay and support from management. She is careful and disciplined in her work. She was initially enthusiastic and contributed ideas for improved workflow efficiency. Being disciplined and hardworking, she believed that she could be promoted next. However, she was very upset and frustrated when she found that the recent promotion has been given to Ahmad, who was always seen with the boss even during weekends. She noticed that Ahmad's skill and performance level were generally regarded as lower than hers. She also realized that she received little feedback and support from her boss despite her superior contribution of ideas. She now thinks negatively toward Ahmad and her boss. Salma believed that Ahmad's promotion was not for his performance but for being a good friend to her boss. Salma also believed that her failure in the promotion was a case of sexism. She could feel that the boss do not want women to get ahead in the organization as she observed only males holding top position. Since then, she has stopped giving new ideas, begun to take unwarranted sick leave, and was thinking about quitting. With reference to the case, Salma may have made wrong perception towards her boss' decision. Discuss the possible option that Salma could take in order to provide her with a more accurate perception.
The answer for question 3 is the ability to appeal a rating which is considered an unfair and biased among the workers. The workers will have the right to voice out their dissatisfaction through open discussion that conducted by the manager. This is because the manager is the person who are going to evaluate the employee's performance within the organization and take actions towards the employee's dissatisfactions. Besides that, the employee will have consultations with the management and asking them to clarify the best characteristic to be promoted instead of giving ideas, and perform a good job in the organization, so that the employees will have some ideas on how to be promoted within the organization. So by refraining from question 3, Salma is a good performance. And she have been demotivated because she have been demotivated after receive no feedback toward her good job performance. She was beginning to take unwanted sick leave because she feel dissatisfaction towards her boss, that her boss have appointed Ahmad in the organization. Ahmad is a person who have a poor performance in the organization. So that the corrective actions that can take by the Salma Ali is she can have a consultation and discussion with her management. Besides that, she can channel all her grievances towards the management. So the management will consider her dissatisfactions by taking into consideration her past performance in the organization. Secondly, the employees. Secondly, the corrective action that should taken by the Salma is always be a positive thinking, because positive thinking will avoid the workers from being demotivated and lost interest with the job. Here, by referring from the Salma situations, the management has promoted Ahmad, who has a poor performance in the organization, because the organization itself wants to encourage Ahmad to perform better and responsible to his job. At the same time, Ahmad will learn on how to perform better in order to maintain his new positions in the organization. So that Salma have to maintain her good job performance and wait for a certain period of time to be promoted, even though she have performed better than Ahmad.